Hello. Do you like my balloon? No, I didn't think you did. uh, Hello, people of the earth. Welcome to the end of the year vlog. There, there. I should have gotten a drink. I'll do that on the break. I haven't actually got one yet. Well, I've got. Here's a notepad of knowledge. But yes, it's me, Ackie. Have you realised that yet? That's me. Hello. Uh, Great start. Great start. God, I've got a lot of things to talk about. I've always got a lot of things to talk about. It's an accumulation of a year's worth of news, except everything happened more or less in the second half of this year rather than the first half. Nothing happened in the first half, with nothing to report or anything to say, although I guess there is some kind of story that does actually uh, does actually cover the beginning of the year, but nothing too much to worry about. Uh, yes. But I'm obviously going to try and make this as quick as possible, so that. But usually the end of year vlogs are pretty long. I've started to notice. It's because I'm just ranting usually. I'm just going on and on and on and on and on and on and on. But I try and get my point across. Because I got notes here. Loads of them. Right. So, what a year though. It has been for a lot of different reasons, especially near the end of it. Some truths have come out, some not truths have come out, I don't know. But people, I think, are starting to see reality before them and are starting to realize that, things need to change for the better. Also, I may as well mention, to give you a heads up warning, that I will be talking about the third Sonic movie. Yes, there will be spoilers. I will try and label when these spoilers are coming up so that you can avoid them if you haven't seen it yet. But the Sonic 3 movie has now been out pretty much for a couple of weeks as of recording. But you're going to see this tomorrow from when I do record it. So 2 weeks, more than 2 weeks, slightly more than 2 weeks. So you've had enough time to see it. Okay, no excuses. But I will again just I'll put the word spoilers down in the bottom here in bright yellow text or something, so that you can't miss it and you can just skip through until you don't see it anymore. But don't do it yet. I'm not talking about it yet. I'm just giving you a heads up to prepare yourself. Because that's one of the things I obviously want to talk about. I'm also going to be talking about everything involving, shall we say, the big three, in terms of people who make, or companies who make, consoles. I will also be talking about, I'm going to very lightly touch on the US election. I'm going to be talking wrestling stuff in terms of two particular games, one that I have played for free and one that I have paid money for. I'm also going to talk about the Sonic movie. I'm going to talk about what's to come in the future of the channel and what's to come and when I will be back. That will be all at the end of the video when I return to stuff, because I can tell you now up front right now that I will not be streaming on Friday for the weekly live stream. I'm going to do the little recoup, get myself reorganized, get some Let's Plays recorded, get some videos recorded, and then I can start pumping them back out again. Pump it, pump it, pump it, pump. So yeah, and I only need a week to get off to a good start. So yeah. So night live stream at the start of the new year, which will be the 3rd. So no stream on the 3rd, okay? But you'll learn. But after that, I'll be back. So, but I'll give you all the deets later. In the meantime, though, what have we got to say about the big three when it comes to their consoles and how they do things? So right off the bat, I guess at the start of the year or the end of last year, I hadn't really picked up on it until later because I like to live under a rock. But you know, I heard the news that Microsoft are no longer going to maybe invest in a console in the future and drop out of the console business side of things and completely abolish the whole Xbox thing. But now, as of late, they've said that they're not. There was some confusion, but they're going to change how they approach the industry because they at least realize that they are dragging behind Sony. And even though I'm probably out of those three the biggest Sony fan out of the big three, I will admit they've been losing their touch as of late. We'll get into that in a minute, but yeah, I don't know what that's all about. But that sounds like a good thing, and maybe I will reinvest in that American company. But so far with me, when it comes to consoles, they haven't really delivered very good. Because I did buy their first two, and before you say the 360 was good, I got red ringed. Is that the sign of a good console? I did enjoy it, but then it died. My Xbox still works. The only unfortunate thing about the original Xbox is not many people wanted to invest, and if they did, they weren't risking making very good games. There were a few. Some of them are my big favorites, but there wasn't exactly anything exciting to take home about. So yeah, it was underwhelming, in my opinion. Welcome to the world of opinions, where you can express yourself openly, and you can express yourself to me openly, and I accept. That's great. Just don't spew stuff as facts. Isn't that a concept? Huh? Um, but yeah, I don't mind if Microsoft is turning over a new leaf. I look forward to seeing what that's going to entail in the future. I know some of their IPs have jumped over onto PlayStation platforms, like some of their first party ones, and kind of vice versa. And I'm all up for that. People are always complaining about exclusives, and then you have to buy that console just to buy that game. It's like, well, now you don't have to, and now you could enjoy it as much as the rest of we were. I don't really mind about that. I don't go throw in a hissy fit that not having exclusives. That's the whole point. Is you support the company you want to support, and then you get everything. So yeah. With that, and you're supporting your favorite whatever. Because otherwise people are saying, have you played this game? And I'm like, no, because this isn't exclusive to the Xbox. But I wish I could, but I don't want to invest in one because I don't like Microsoft as a company. Yeah. Who does? I'm just kidding. But yeah, never saw Microsoft as a legit person or company to make consoles, but they still are, and they still kind of are not. I mean, let's look at the Xbox One. Do you like TV and sports? What a great introduction. Anyway, that's old news. Old news. We're talking about this year. And my camera needs to reset. Now I can go and get that drink, otherwise my throat's going to die, and I've only just started. Ah, that's better. We'll just put it there. Easy. Alright, what was I? So yes, moving on to Sony. Speaking of, Like, I've liked every Sony console, hands down, for the majority of the general majority of them. I have liked them. There has been technically nothing wrong with them. Even the 5, I don't mind it. Okay? I'm fine with it. I know it's been going on a drought and stuff, but games are taking longer to make, and that's what's going to draw me on to what I've got to say here. um, so earlier this year, there was a game. A certain game that came out that nobody asked for and nobody wanted, and lo and behold, it sold poorly, and Sony poured millions upon millions and millions of dollars, or whatever, into it. And you know the game I'm talking about now. They thought it was going to be the next big thing, and it's no longer available, actually. I think after 2 weeks they stopped selling it. They literally pulled it from the shelves because no one was playing it, and because nobody wanted it, and they invested all that money into it. And of course I'm talking about Concord. Yeah. That disaster. And you know what? This is why you can trust me with my unbiasedism, because I will admit Sony really fucked up with that one. You know, I can support the things I want to support, but I can always go, well, actually. But I will still stick up for them because they were hopeful, they were ambitious, but they made something that nobody really wanted, and I didn't even want either because I'm not that big of that kind of genre, because it was a pew, pew, pew shooter. But you know, it's like market research. How about doing that? Does anyone do it anymore? The rest of some of this other stuff that I'll be talking about here also reflects on that too. And lo and behold, what game did I buy for the PlayStation 5 recently that is an exclusive? And to be honest, I want it on every console because everyone should fucking enjoy it. But hey, it's a good one, again, a good reason to get the PlayStation 5. And that, ladies and gentlemen, well, you already know what the answer is, is Astrobot. Lo and behold, didn't have as much of a budget as Concord, didn't take as long to make as Concord, didn't fucking look as graphically impressive as Concord. Game of the year, bitch. And I say that with bragging rights. There's something there. I don't know if you can see it. I'm trying not to bump into it. It's delicate. It's the wrong place for me to stand. Where was I? Frickin' Astrobot. Right, yeah. Rewind my memory, if I can do that. Right. So, and it's a fun game, and has, and is, you know, creative, rather than just going around shooting people. So I don't like shooters. They've never come up with anything original, and for the shooters that I do like, they do seem to throw in some originality or some authenticness to them that makes them stand out. So yeah, not into it. And yeah, no, that's what I was going to say. What, a game of the year? But I say that with I say that with a kind of ha-ha attitude, but I also say it as a thing that everyone should actually be appreciating. Even if you don't like the game or if you've never played it, I suggest you do try. It's turned haters into lovers, and doubters into not doubters. What's the opposite of doubting? I'll get back to you on that one. Where's my dictionary? I'm just kidding. But it's kind of won people over just from them playing it. You can look at it and go, that's not Game of the Year. Why is that Game of the Year? It's like, well, clearly this person hasn't played it, and if they have, they don't have a soul. uh, I mean that. Like, really? Jeez. There is no happiness in you to have. Why do we bother? Um, but it just had, you can, by playing it, you can tell the amount of love and passion put into it. Whereas people playing Concord probably didn't feel that. Or people looking at it probably didn't feel that either. But yeah, people looking at Astrobot, they kind of are the same, but they're doubting it. But you shouldn't be, because A, this, I go, did you watch the Game of the Year awards? I didn't really do it, but the minute I heard Astrobot had actually won, because I had my doubts, I thought that Wukong game or whatever was going to do it. Rightfully so. Every game on that list deserved to be Game of the Year, mostly. And I get that. That's why they're there, to be in the position for Game of the Year. Stupid. But Astrobot won because it was made with passion. It wasn't made to, the speech that the winners made, or the winner made, it was just him, said, there needs to be a change in the air with how the industry is going forwards. It doesn't need to be a bunch of business guys going, this is doing really well, let's just keep doing this, and pushing everyone's buttons until we are driven mad by the same thing being churned out every year or whatever. We want something unique and original, but we want something also made with passion. If you tell a bunch of programmers, hey, you know that game that was really successful because you put a lot of heart and soul into it? We want you to do it again with the same amount of emphasis, and we want you to keep doing that every year and every month and every waking day of your life. It's going to play an effect on you. It's going to drag, if you have a soul. So why do that? Because then your developers are not feeling the passion, and that reflects back down to the players. And then the players the players lose that kind of trust, if you will, in your company to produce good content for them to enjoy. That's why I'm always keen for anything unique to come out, because I know that that development team has made it because they want to. Get developers are gamers too, and they want to make what they would like to play. If you're forcing them to do something they don't want to play, what are they going to do? They're not going to do the best job, are they? Astrobot proves that. That's why it got Game of the Year, because I'm not saying that the other games are what developers wanted to make, but you could see the absolute love to bring back, if anything, platformers back into the forefront. When has a platformer become Game of the Year any time recently? Never. You know why? Because people are fed up of getting the rehashed shit. That's why it's won it this year. And because someone took a chance. What a gamble. I know it hasn't done well in terms of being financially good, but it still made a truckload of money. And it's only the beginning. So, just because, what was one thing I was thinking about is, like, the reason I've liked the old PlayStation consoles is because of their platformers. I mean, look at me doing the March of the PlayStation a few years back. Most of the games I was playing there were platformers, or at least they weren't bang bang shoot shoot, buy DLC crap nonsense, blah de blah de blah de blah de blah, microtransactions, pay to win, da 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 da. There was love put into the product, and so I felt that, and it made me enjoy the product even more. So I hope that this is the start I mean, you don't have to completely saturate the market in platformers, but I want to see a resurgence in them. One's made with passion, one's made with care, and and platformers aren't that sophisticated, and you can make them rather quickly, rather cheaply, and make profit. Ugh. Without relying on battle passes or some shit to get all your money. The fur. Why even is that business practice working? It shouldn't, but you're influencing the kids to do that. And, there's no stopping you if you got the kids on your side, because kids don't know any fucking better. So you're literally preying on innocent lives. That's how insulting it is at the end of the day, to make your money, rather than people like me who are actually giving a shit about the industry and wanted to see it thrive in other ways rather than just pay for everything. Okay, go away, dipshit. I want to make something made with love and care. Like I would watch a movie made with love and care, but we'll get into that later. If anyone knows the current climate of the movie industry, you'll know what I mean. It's very similar to what I've just spoke about, making stuff that people want with love and passion and care for the product, rather than just dishing out something that everyone's fed up of and being made poorly and changing everything that they knew about the original. Anyway, I'll get to that in a minute. Let's move on to the final bit of ranting for the console side of things, and that to be Nintendo. Oh, we're opening up a can of worms here. As much as I hate Microsoft, I mean, I do have a soft spot for Nintendo. That's why I like some of their products, because it's safe to say I like more Nintendo IPs than I do Microsoft IPs. For sure. And Microsoft have kind of ruined all their first-party developers and everything, so at least Nintendo can't do that, but there's other problems wrong with Nintendo that I can't fucking stand. And they need to change. And we're going to talk about that right now. So, yes, I think it's going to be safely said that obviously I'm going to finish Breath of the Wild, get to 50 parts, and to be honest, I'm coming to a point where I don't care if I finish the game or not. I feel like it's going to be underwhelming and not really as well deserved as Breath of the Wild was. Just saying that. But I will still attempt to enjoy it for what parts we have left. I've already done my calculations for recordings of the next year, and according to my calculations, I will get to part 50 somewhere in April this year. Somewhere in it, probably right near the end. And then I will just close it off and be done with it. But we'll see. I may just leave it on the shelf to gather dust, or I may come back to it after that period and try and finish the game. But at this point, we've got to look realistic. I haven't really done anything that significant, it feels like, even with all this time I've devoted into it, to get anywhere. But I'll save that rant for when I play the game. And that's not what I was going to talk about here. What I was going to talk about is Nintendo. I mean, it's not anything new. They're literally the Disney of the video game industry. Like, not changing the formula of what they're doing, therefore not expanding to the market, Not that I can say Sony did this year, Concord. But you have to stoop to a special level to say that Pal World is affecting your sales of Pokemon. Because guess what? They actually gave them publicity by doing that, because This is the news. The Nintendo are suing the company made Palworld, and their name I've forgotten the company name because I don't care. Um, who made Palworld, which is what people have called Pokemon with guns. Um, and I said, why are they suing them? Why? I mean, I get it, but someone's made a superior product and given you some competition. Do you fear competition or something? Because competition is what should drive you to do better rather than just saying, let's get rid of them. It's kind of a cowardly, stupid, asshole move. Because lo and behold, they are suing them, and now the company, which is an indie development team, Nintendo being threatened by indie developers, that's a shocker. Over Pokemon, of anything. And fucking, what was I going to say? But they're being threatened by an indie team. How bad do you want to look? I know that there's a swinging story, like, in the West, like here and in America and stuff, Palworld are in the right, and they're giving Nintendo competition that they need to improve their Pokemon games, because they've just been redone and rehashed and whatever, and it's the same old, same old, same old, and we're getting bored of it, and they're not reinventing anything, and they're not doing anything special, so why should we invest? And then Palworld comes along and says, here's Pokemon with a twist, and here's some guns with it. Ta-da! New threat has arrived, apparently, for Nintendo, because they suddenly don't want to make their IP any better than what it already is. So what do? Instead of upping the ante and making Pokemon games appeal to more, rather than just and making them better and whatever? No, they decide to try and sue the other company, spending and costing them lots of money for lawsuits and whatever, and it's basically probably going to bankrupt them. I don't care personally, but I just think that's a really scummy move over what they've done. I know, and like I said, going back to my point, in the US, in the West, people are on the side of Palworld because they like to see the competition grow. Whereas people in Japan, I know, are having a different point of view, because they'd be like, how dare Palworld, get its popularity off of the Pokemon IP and off of the Pokemon success. And I'm like, fair enough, but if you're satisfied with a mediocre product that's been rehashed, and also the games have been broken, I hear, as of late. I don't play them anymore, and I've grown out of it. I've grown out of a lot of Nintendo IPs very quickly. But why let the competition thrive? It's one thing that I've always said. I love it. It's what brings out the best in every company, because then your back's to the wall and you're being threatened, and then that's when you're going to bring out the big guns. But no, you're just resorting to, let's sue. Yeah, great. Fucking, you make yourself look really petty, especially suing a fucking indie team, an indie company. I have played Palworld. Like I said, they give it the publicity because I couldn't really give a shit about Palworld when it came out. Seeing as it came out onto the PlayStation, ironically enough, that's when Nintendo decided to go kill them and press the fucking nuke switch. But it's still in early, like, form, or whatever you call it, open beta, or whatever the fucking term is. I don't give a shit, clearly. But it's still an early release. It hasn't actually been a finished product yet. And I played it, and after about 5 hours I stopped. Because I'm like, this is nice, this is good. I'm glad to see that this is going to improve the competition for Nintendo. Oh wait, never mind. And then the company who made this is going to go under, and Nintendo is still going to remake the same old shit and get away with it. What's the time on that one thing? If I'm Mr. Camera. But it's just like, why? Embrace it, accept it as a challenge, and then swamp them that way, and you'll be forgiven, and you can have people look at you and say, that's Nintendo, and I like how they're doing their thing and how they're defending themselves and how they're reinventing themselves and whatever else ever that looks impressive. You know, this is how Nintendo should be rather than what they actually are. And turn the doubters into lovers, like Astrobot. So, yeah, that's my 2 cents on it. How about Nintendo listen to their audience and listen to people outside their audience maybe to bring in more numbers? I mean, I know in the past I've defended Sonic the Hedgehog a lot, but hey, guess what? I'm a fan. I want other people to come into the fold and enjoy it. I will support that franchise and I will die on that hill. I want more people to enjoy Sonic stuff, and I'm sure Nintendo fans want more people to enjoy Nintendo products, because that means the revenue will go up and the company will improve and the company will go up and everything will be much better off, rather than just cowering behind a lawsuit that you're inevitably going to win, because I've seen they've not gone after the designs of the characters but the mechanics behind the game. That's how low they've stooped. They don't think they can win off the appearance of the characters because they can't. So they're suing them on patents, and Nintendo literally own every patent known to man. That's why a lot of companies are shy of actually challenging them, because then they know Nintendo will just go, huh, lawsuit, lawsuit, do 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 do, la 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 la, and we'll just carry on doing what we're doing. You see why I hate Nintendo? Because they are just scummy at the end of the day. They can be all happy and family friendly and woohoo, Mario is gay and whatever, but they suck as a company because they don't want competition. They just want to be them, and them is not good enough. Okay? And they're ruining the Zelda franchise now for me. Make fucking old classic style Zelda games that we've come to love and appreciate, because that was the one thing you were doing right. Anyway, that's enough of that. What's your opinion on it? I'd like to see. Obviously, I like to get your opinions on all of this stuff. You can do it on my Discord, even link in the description for that. Join my Discord. Well, let's debate. I don't mind. I love it. Yeah, I want to see you get your point across. I don't want to be in my echo chamber. I know I'm not trying to be in an echo chamber. I will take on other people's opinions. Like I said, I accept Japan's overall opinion that Power World are kind of getting on the bandwagon of the popularity of Pokemon in that country. That's fair enough, but that's that country. So that's where I will disagree, but fine, fair enough, because I don't know the climate there, and I do plan to go there at some point, so I have to appreciate some kind of climate that they're doing over there. I don't mind. I'd love to have a picture with a giant Pikachu or a guy dressed as a Pikachu. Okay, that's coming in the future. I don't mind that. But yeah, it's the way they just do things. It's scummy. It's like, oh, they're threatening our business, sue them. Anyway, I'm going to very segue-ly move on to the election in America. And I'm just going to say, well, Trump did such a fantastic job last time he was in office, and did a really good job with the pandemic, and everyone injected their arms with fluid of some variety, like bleach maybe, and everyone prospered. So I hope you're ready for another 4 years of that, or are you in for a dictatorship? We'll see. I'm looking forward to the show, and I would love, to be honestly, to be proven wrong that it's not going to be a shit show. I would actually turn around and say, you know what, fair enough, you voted for the right guy, and I was wrong. I'm fine like that. I'm that kind of person. I need the evidence though, otherwise I don't Otherwise, my opinion forms around that. And then I've put a little side note here on that regards is people are jumping over the blue sky. You might even find me there. I don't know. I try not to. I don't want to leave a digital footprint, so to speak. I like it just being here on YouTube. Hello. That's fine with me. I tried doing the Twitch. I tried doing the, I don't know, the DeviantArt. I tried doing everything. I tried doing the Twitter. I didn't like it, so I don't do it. I like it here. Here is nice. So, yeah, just saying. I mean, again, it was the lesser of two evils. Who are you actually going to pick? The American voters, I feel sorry for you. All in all. But some of the reasons the Trump supporters are voting for him are like pretty contradictory. And whatever. So, I don't know. I hope it works out. I do. Because America has a big influence on the rest of the world. So, if you get affected, everyone else is going to get affected. Just saying. You don't realize how much power America has, even though I would hate to deny it, but I don't mind saying that. In the UK, it is heavily influenced by what happens in the US. And whatever. So, just saying. Yeah. Mm. But good luck with it. Anyway, moving on. I want to. Oh, here we go. So we're going to move into the wrestling news, specifically video game wrestling news. That's all I'm going to be talking about, and you worry. One of these games I have purchased with that thing called money, and the other game I got for the PlayStation Plus subscription thing for free. And the one I purchased was AEW Fight Forever, which has now been done. We've sealed the lid on it, and I'm no longer going to be streaming it. But that doesn't mean I'm going to stop playing it. Whereas WWE 2K24, I got for free on the PlayStation Plus. And you know what? This isn't biased towards the company that I support more. But 2K24, I am glad I got for free. How do I put this into words? Again, it's the fun factor. You put the fun factor into a video game and the passion into a video game, and people are going to feel that. And I felt the energy that people making AEW Fight Forever felt. They were trying to recreate the old No Mercy style games or whatever back on the N64 and NWO Revenge or whatever. That's what I liked about it. It was kind of like a love letter to it almost, but it was modernizing it and making it more arcadey, which is a style that I like more in my wrestling games. Just look at the games that I have actually played. They're far more arcadey than any of the ones that anyone else that I played, because I don't like those ones. So, yeah, but if you like them, fair play, you know, I don't care. I like AEW Fight Forever. Respect my opinion, please. I'm respecting, I know that 2K24 is very popular, but it's just, it didn't work with me when I played it. I played Power World for 5 hours, but I played 2K24 for 2 hours before I realized this is a joke. Fucking the control system is the one that got me the most. It's like, how do you do things? How do you do anything? No wonder Fight Forever looked really good, because everything that you do is really easy on demand with the controller. Whereas 2K14, and also it's the movement of the animations. Like, I didn't know if I was ready to pull off a move again. I didn't know if I was countering a move. I didn't know anything. It was just all loose, and the buttons just input just felt wrong, and it felt like I wasn't in control of the match at all. Unlike, even previous installments for any of the 2K games that I bought for WWE, they've had that more kind of solid feeling of, I know what I'm doing and what I'm going to do next. Whereas this game kind of felt so lucid and so I didn't know what I was in control of. I'm like, did I just counter that? Am I hitting this guy? Am I grappling him now? Why am I continually Irish whipping him? That was one thing that really got me fucking... The grapple button should be the grapple button. If you played the game, you'll know what I mean. But the grapple button, once you press it again and get into the lock state, what do you do when you press the grapple button again? You fucking Irish whip him. There's a unique button in Fight Forever where you Irish whip them. Because you want to Irish whip them. That's not a grappling move. That leads into a grappling move. And then you press the grappling move button to do the grappling move. Like Fight Forever. So, yeah, the controls just really, really made me go, oh, God, this is fucking awful. So... yeah, when it comes to 2K24 versus AEW Fight Forever, I still prefer the other game. If you want me ever to play 2K24, because obviously I have it now on my console for free, and I can re-download it whenever I want, let me know. And I will show you just how bad it can actually be. I didn't have fun with it. I tried playing the gimmick matches just to make it more fun, and I still was like, the controls are terrible, and the flow and the movement of the wrestlers is terrible. Everything about this just doesn't sit with me. And also, I don't care about all these other fucking options to do, like, blah-de-blah. There was just way and too much overload of options, I found. You can have there can only be some, you can, AEW lacks in options, no doubt about it. But WWE 2K24 just has way too many. There's an overflow of just stuff. Ugh. Not even Mario Maker 2 has that much stuff, and that's going to supply me with endless amounts of entertainment. And that's me praising the fucking Nintendo. Ugh. But there's limited options in it. You go and play someone else's levels, or you go and put a code in, or you go and play someone's world. That's it. That's all you need for endless enjoyment. But in 2K I've got like, oh, here, would you like to be a general manager? Would you like to do a career? Would you like to do an exhibition and have 10,000 match types that you're never going to play hardly once? Would you like to have 10,000 wrestlers, some of them you don't even know or play as, or want to play as? No. There is such a thing as too much, but yeah, the AEW Fight Forever and WWE 2K24, in terms of that spectrum, are the complete opposites. 2K24 way too intimidating in the amount of stuff, and AEW Fight Forever a little bit limiting on the stuff. But the gameplay is what I keep coming back for, because it's fun to just pick up and have a few matches and then put it away again. Like I said, sometimes I have got it for the Switch, so I've technically paid for it twice. Except I don't have all the DLC or whatever for the Switch version, because my main one is on the PlayStation. So, but yeah, I have it for the Switch, and sometimes, I'll be like traveling, and then I'll be like, let's just play a few matches of AEW. And I enjoy it. What a shock. So, I don't. That's my 2 cents. Now that I've played the two, I can compare the two. And AEW Fight Forever still wins on the gameplay for me. It is just fun. It is fun to play. It is easy to pick up, and it is hard to master, which is a winning formula for any video game. If everyone can play it straight off the back and look like a pro, that's great. And then if there's some learning curve underneath the belly of all that for some like advanced stuff, then that's great too. 2K24 is just like, I put it on the easiest difficulty setting and I still lost a fucking match. You can laugh. Because I did not know what the fuck was going on in terms of what the flow and just the controls. They were just like, ugh. I felt like I wasn't doing anything. And also this whole, I don't like the mocaps This is the other reason I like Fight Forever, is everything, nothing was mocapped, everything was handcraftedly animated, and it feels like people are slamming the mat and getting hurt, and every move looks like it fucking hurts. Whereas 2K, I know that it looks like when someone falls in the ring, they've just landed on a crash mat because they're mocapping it. And it's like, it comes off as really bad looking. And it has done for fucking years, and yet, they haven't improved that at all. Ugh. And they've slowly gotten rid of, with the old SmackDown versus Raw games, they kept in a lot of the, well, as it slowly moved into that simulation style based gameplay with all the mocap in, they still kept some of the other moves in that were like made manually, and they looked much better still. So I don't know. That's, if I don't mind, if, but it needs to be addressed. It's not my bias towards the wrestling company. Everyone knows I'm the AEW fan here, and I'll die on that hill. uh, Again, there's a lot of hills I'm dying on, but hey, I'll have to cut myself up and die on or something. I don't know. Don't listen to me. On that front anyway. Yeah, I just like, if they made a good game, there's some good wrestling games I hear coming out soon that aren't either of these companies, and I will definitely invest, probably. Definitely. But we'll see if they come out this year or not too. But I'm curious, I want something made with passion, which most of these wrestling games that are coming from not AEW or WWE are made with. But AEW, I can tell, had a little bit of love in there, and they pulled it off. Even with the limited amount of stuff, it was still really fresh and really fun. So, work it out. Work out a better formula for your games there, 2K. Anyway. Oh, I am marching on. I've got a timer over there. So I know how long I've been standing here ranting, so we will move on. We're near the end. Like I said, I've got a lot to get through and a lot to chew through, but it must be said and I'm going to get it off my chest. But now, here come the spoilers. And I will put the word spoilers down here somewhere when I talk about them, because our next topic is the Sonic 3 movie. And if you've watched it, you'll know it's probably the best one so far. And that's not me just saying that. That's actually legitimately the case. It's like the first one was a good establishing movie, and it was fine. It was acceptable, and we all moved on. And lo and behold, Paramount listened to everyone's complaints, probably including mine. Although I don't know, I'm just yelling at a brick wall most of the time, I feel. But they improved Sonic's look, and the movie did really well. And then the second one came out, and it improved upon what it had, and it added more of what people want. In other words, we saw Tails, we saw Knuckles, we saw a more legitimate-looking Eggman from Jim Carrey, and it was all good. And we got the Master Emerald and the Super Sonic, and that made that movie good. And lo and behold, this one has delivered again, because it's taken those ideas of the things we want to see and put them into here, and it's done a really good job, I feel, of covering the sort of Sonic Adventure 2 arc within its own universe. And the Sonic Adventure 2 story is really good. I mean, it's nothing like groundbreaking, but it is, for most of the majority of the Sonic games, it's actually really good and stands out, which is why Shadow has become a popular character as he has, because of that story and because of the way he presents himself and whatever. And you can feel sympathy and whatever, and you can understand, and he's just a badass. And they demonstrate that perfectly in this movie. But yeah, I was really impressed with it. They've in the second film they've taken out they had the wedding thing, and no one gave a shit about it. Yeah, you won't see any of that nonsense happening in this one. I can safely say, if you haven't watched it yet, and anyone that has, you'll know what I mean. But any human stuff that's happened doesn't seem completely unnecessary, and if it is, it doesn't last as long as the wedding thing in the second movie. Whenever I always watch that movie, and then we get back to the scene where Sonic and Tails are locked in the cages in the second movie, in the thing or whatever after the wedding thing. I always say, right, back to the movie. Always. And everyone should too. But don't get me wrong, I'm still going to watch them. It's going to be a successful bunch of movies, and I'm going to watch all of them because it's nice. It's nice to see the progressive step of each one. Because this one, like I said, is just improving upon what was already working in the first place and taking away the stuff that everyone didn't like from the second one. But they were trying to get more humans in there. But let's face it, no one cares about them. All due respect to the human actors, but they're gonna. I feel like they're gonna slowly fade away. So, and in that regards, spoilers. Because the first thing I am going to say is I swear I thought they were going to knock off the what's his name, Tom, when Shadow punched him in the gut and sent him flying, and he was out and he needed an ambulance. He was like dead when the Eclipse Cannon colony are raised into the flipping sky. He was out, and I'm like, that's it, they knocked him off. This is a dark film with Shadow in it, it makes sense. Let Sonic miss his dad, and then he kind of did, and then it all spurred off from the whole thing with him and Shadow and Maria. So, yeah, that was my legitimate feeling there, is like, Tom's dead. Yeah. He's been knocked off, but I don't mind his character. Of all of them, I've got a bond over him because he was with him in the first movie, and it was just those two, and they were great. He was acting his ass off with something that wasn't actually there, which is a hard feat to do. So props to him, and I like him as an actor as well. I don't mind him at all. He's great. So much so I don't know his name. Sorry. Hey, do your research. Yeah, I'll get back to you on that one. You're away. You're in the fucking way. Stupid thing. Where was I? That thing I brought in at the beginning, I accidentally kicked it when I went to go and change the camera. But yeah, most of the other human characters, let's face it, we don't care much about. Holly. Apart from obviously people like Eggman, duh. Because he's a character from the actual franchise. And I always say, Jim Carrey is at his greatest here. He was really good in the first film as sort of like getting him reintroduced to the movie scene, and because it was his first role in fucking years. And it was nice to see him again doing his thing, And then the second movie I find kind of faltered from that. He was good, but then kind of like in the final act, the third act of the movie, when he had the chaos energy or the emerald energy from the Master Emerald, there was a more serious tone to him, which I don't mind. That's great. But it wasn't the kind of a thing I was wanting to get out of him. I know he's done serious roles in the past, and they've been really good, no doubt about it. But in the wake of a children's film, or a family film at least, I can say I wasn't expecting that out of him, But I didn't mind it. But he comes back in full force in this one, I tell you. My God, he made me laugh twice, like really loud. I was laughing throughout the majority of it whenever he was on screen, so don't worry, but he made me laugh out twice loudly. And spoilers. The two bits that made me laugh was when he and Gerald are like doing the whole montage of bonding with each other, and then flipping Gerald is like dressed as Santa Claus, and then he comes around as a kid, and he's like, and then he just like jumps into him, and they both fall into the Christmas tree. I absolutely cracked up at that because that's peak physical comedy right there. Just them falling into the Christmas tree and it sparks, you know. Just that little bit just made me really laugh. I don't know why, but hey, that's my humor. But that's what I'm expecting out of his character, to be that kind of thing. It's like really silly. And leading on to that, the pinnacle of peak comedy, even though it shouldn't be, but hey, my dark humor and my physical comedy humor really got affected by this next one. And that was literally Gerald's death. When fucking he sticks the Sonic hair, or whatever you want to call it, the fonicle, up his arse. That wasn't the funny bit to me, but it made him shoot up into the air, didn't it? And then towards the energy beam, the thing that Shadow did in the colony arc or whatever, the energy going around, and he just flies into it and goes like a bug in a zapper. And it was funny as goddamn fuck. I couldn't stop laughing. To the point where I almost missed what was going on next because it took that moment out. Just that was completely out of the blue the way he died. It was amazing. Anyway, but yeah, that's my take on it. I'm going to keep the spoilers down there because next we're going to talk about, at least I have to mention, the post-credits scene. Well, not the post-credits scene, but the mid-credits scene. Because then Sonic is doing the whole running around thing. And with the Sonic and Knuckles, and then he beats him and he goes a little bit too far than he was supposed to. And then eyes. And I'm like, because I'm a big Metal Sonic fan. more than a Sonic fan, Metal Sonic needs to take over. He's the superior one. So yeah, I went, Metal, go Metal, and Metal looks exactly like what he does in, just in general, and I like that. They kept his sort of design. I don't know, judging from what happens after that though, if he's even going to be there or if that was just a little nod, but I'm hoping he's going to be in the fourth one. He has to be, with that design. It was so cool. His design is so cool. He is so cool. He's cooler than Sonic. Go away, Sonic. But then, who should appear but a load of pink, which is another character that I like. Yes, believe it or not, I care. I'm a fan. Which probably explains why I'm a Son Amy fan. I want him to be bugged by her. But yes, I'm talking about the movie debut of Amy the Rose. And loads of all those other metals come out and they attack Sonic, and then she suddenly comes out of the blue and you see the hammer. And I'm like, oh, no way, two of them? Because I thought it was just going to be Metal, and then that would be the next plot of the movie, and then she would come into it and not be announced there. So the minute I saw it, I'm like, no way, they've got two of them. They've announced two. They brought two in at once. And then, of course, Sonic is like, who are you? And then hood goes up, and the place went nuts. More so than for the Metal. I popped for the Metal, and then everyone else popped for the Amy. So, yeah. But I'm glad that she's now going to be in the movies, and I'm keen to see how they write her into the whole script. And I'm thinking that the next movie is probably going to be based on Sonic CD, which I don't mind at all, the whole time travel-y bit. But that also suggests, here's my theory, that there's a possibility that Silver or something may be also in the fourth movie, if they're trying to incorporate the time travel from Sonic CD into it, and lo and behold, and they might bring Blaze in as well. It might be another double whammy, who knows? But they can slowly add to the roster and phase out the humans and bring in all the lovely fluffy creatures. Or Metal in this case. He's not fluffy. He's definitely not that. But yeah, they can, and if they bring those two in, that'll be great. And then we've got the whole set, and there was hints that Shadow is still alive after the whole incident with the thing. So I am looking forward to it already. The hype is real, and they better live up to it. But knowing them, they, as I said, putting a lot of love and passion into this project. So they better make the fourth one amazing. Make it just as good as this one, if anything. So yeah, I look forward to the future of the Sonic movie franchise and what they do with it. I am excited, and I don't mind what they're currently doing with it at all. Good job. And anyway, that moves on to my next rant. Before we finish off here, I'm just going to lightly touch on Disney because, as you know, in the movie industry, Disney have currently released Mustafa. Or not Mustafa? Have I got the name wrong? No, that is how much I care. And my point is being made right before my eyes. But, you know, the Lion King thing. Um, they released, it is Mustafa, isn't it? They released Mustafa, and Disney were expecting to get big money from all, because Lion King sold so much, blah blah blah, and they've made it. They've said it's live action, but it's not live action, is it? It's still CGI. It's just photorealistic CGI to make it real. Well, good job, Disney, but that film seems to be faulting a little bit behind against something that is actually got passion being put into it rather than a cash grab. And I want to see this more in the future, and people need to fucking learn, and they will learn it through Astrobot, and they will learn it through AEW Fight Forever. There, I said it. They will learn it through the Sonic 3 movie. They will learn it. And putting love and care into your product is what makes people care about it, rather than just saying, oh, we're just going to release a bunch of movies that you've already seen and then completely change the lore on it. I haven't actually obviously seen the movie, but according to some, they've completely changed what The Lion King initially set up. And I'm like, why? Way to piss off your people who are actually going to support your film so that they won't support your film. And yeah, Disney are losing their minds at it. And for once, I'm glad that Twitter, or X, if you want to call it, has come out in full force, or Blue Sky even, has come out in full force. And you know, they've been bashing Disney with the Sonic memes about Shadow and stuff, and like really hurting Disney. And Disney have had to tuck their tails between their legs, and block all the messages, and go, don't want to see that. We just want to make a good movie. And I'm like, yeah, well, when's that going to happen? They have made some good ones as of late, but they've been off everyone's radar for the most part when it comes to remakes, or you know, just rehashing the same. Again, my same message goes out to you: stop it and make something you actually want to fucking make to impress people. The people, something that people want to see. Do your market research and don't make another Concorde. So yeah, it's just, hey, Sonic is winning. Hooray. It's about time. And that's all I got to say about that, really. So some companies need to pull their trousers up before they get caught with their pants down. That's all I got to say, because currently things are looking bad and things need to change. There needs to be a change in the air, and it's got to happen next year, or it's got to have hints of happening going into 2016, maybe 2026. I should say. Going back in time. Hey, where's my DeLorean? Yeah. And I feel like there was a few things there to wake people up and make them realize you don't have to be copy and pasty all the time. Just do something that you want to do. Something with love and passion and care. Which is why indie developers are still rocking the joint, in my opinion. Because that's a bunch of people making games that they want to play and what they want to do. And they nail it most of the time. The majority. So, you know... Blah, 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 blah. So appreciate the fact that Astrobot won Game of the Year, because it will teach other video game companies to be something a bit more different and rather than what they're actually currently doing, which is bollocks, basically. And, you know, and the Sonic 3 movie is showing that if you pay respect to your fans and you change the design of your horrible design Sonic into something more profitable and nice looking, you will profit from it. And then if you listen to the fans from the second movie who said they hate certain things and you take away that from the third movie, they will like that too. Lo and behold, respect, and then you get support that way. Doesn't anybody fucking realize that? These are $1 million companies, and I get it, and they don't. How did you get that much money? The economy. My notepad went over here. Hello. So yeah, just a quick note. We're gonna segue because I've already recorded it into the hot takes. Even though it's not even worth it, to be honest. But the reason you didn't see a hot takes video yesterday was because it was underwhelming. But I will let me of that current time describe it to you now, and I will show the whole video. And we'll put the hot take section in right here, okay? Hello, people of the earth. Welcome to a unique video that I don't usually make, but seeing as I now have a Discord channel, why don't we? If you want to join my Discord before we get into whatever I'm going to do for however long it's going to be, you'll find a link in the description below for the Discord. So you may be in part of one of these in the future if I do something else. But for now, you've seen the title of the video. The people on my Discord knew what they should be doing. I have not looked at it yet as of this recording. I'm willing to prove that right now, but we're going to be looking at some hot takes. Isn't that nice? That's going to be my thumbnail image, I know it for a fact. So, yeah, I will approve it to you. I am literally on my Discord right now, on my computer. Here he is. Look, come and have a look at the computer. Here's the Discord. I'm currently on the Let's Plays. Here's the Sonic Shuffle, and here's the Straight Line in Zelda. That's where we're at on this time of recording. But there is the hot takes right there. And I haven't looked at it yet. It's still highlighted. So I haven't looked at it at all, and now I've got to fix this again. Nah, he's fine. Then now I have to actually type so that people will know when I'm recording. Into the chatty chat I go to say I am now recording the video for the hot takes. Right now. Period. Period. There we go. Period. And then I'm going to press enter to send it. Maybe post some now. While I'm recording? Right then, and now we have a look at what we got. I will be displaying everything on the screen, so as I read it, so don't worry about that. Everything is genuine, and let's just see how many we've got. Oh dear. There's only one. Well, I assumed this wasn't gonna be. I didn't know. But it's been up there for like 3 months. You had plenty of time. So, yeah. Okay, hold on a minute then. What is this one? Here's my hot take. Baldur's Gate 3 is overrated, 2 is way better. To be honest, I have never played them. I have actually never played those ones. Hold on a minute. There we go. Baldur's Gate 3. But what is your opinion on that? Like I said, some of these I may not have an opinion of at all, but I wasn't expecting more than just one. This will be going on the end of year vlog then. uh, but yeah, no, I've never played that. Maybe I should. Maybe I should play both of them, and then I can really compare. And see if that. I'm guessing no, that's a sketchy opinion. Oh well, there we go. I was gonna say, if any of them actually impressed me with how good they were, I was going to, you know that beer I showed you on one of the live streams that I got? I was gonna open it, but you know what? I'm gonna open it anyway, because fuck it. It's open. Stupid thing. So, oh well, that's that then. The hype is over. We've been saying a few hot takes on the channel, though. To be honest, we've been. I think some of mine have been very Sonic related. I think I've said things like Sonic Boom was better than '06. That was ages ago, but hey, I still do think that. And some people, but you see, '06 was supposed to be a lot bigger and a lot more amazing. There was way more hype around it, and they had all the time in the world to get it right, and they didn't. And then Sonic Boom came up to the unfortunate accident of Sega suddenly cutting a deal with Nintendo to just release games on the Switch. And the engine they were using for it doesn't quite work with the Switch, so that was their plan out of the water. So they had to work with what they had, and they made it okay. Hot take. um, but yeah, what other hot takes have I personally got? Wow, everyone knows my wrestling fandom is going to say AEW has had one of its best years ever over the WWE. There's a hot take. This is proof I really didn't look at it the whole time. I wish I did. Fucking. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Oh well, there we go. Maybe we'll do this again next year and people will be more prepared. I don't know. Well, maybe I'll, as I said, set up another category. Um, just to see what we can do. Because I kind of want to do these, but not all the time. I'm more of a gamer than I am anything else, but I was looking forward to kind of reacting to certain things. And next time we can make it a bit jokey as well, if needs be. But go join the Discord. Hopefully something will come out of it. No, but yeah, I'm going to be focusing more down on the Discord as of next year, 2025. So big things are happening. Big things. I did have a glass of Dr. Pepper here. But now that I've drunk beer, it's going to put me off, so I'll just drink the beer. So, yeah. Oh well. That was the hot takes. And now let's go back to. I haven't recorded that yet, but hey, now I know what to do. So let's go back to me doing the New Year vlog. Alright. I did oddly get another hot take after I'd finished recording, but hey, You got 3 months. You had 3 months to do all that, and you didn't. So, but hey, you've seen it now. Not that I had much of an opinion on what was there. Hey, it is what it is. If you want, give me some hot takes in the comments. Or go to Discord and leave the hot takes there. I will still look at them now and give my opinion of them there. In text form. Right, I'm going to finish things off because I've been going on for far too long and my battery has died, so that's usually a good sign to say that I've been recording for too long because I've had to replace the battery in the camera. I've used it all up. So, to sum things up, well, I'm not going to sum things up, but I'm going to say let's look at the near future of the channel by saying I will be back with my first Let's Play video on the 7th of January. Okay? So give me 7 days to recoup, refresh, make content, and get it out. Okay? Because I can get a lot done in that time. Trust me. Then I will be back streaming on the 10th of January. So pretty much the same as that week. So the minute you see the first Let's Play, you'll be like, he's going to be streaming on Friday, which is, as always, 7:30 UK time, 8:30 in Germany, 2:30 US Eastern time. And I will be streaming for the weekly live stream every week on Friday. That's how it goes usually. So, yeah, not back until the 7th. I will not be doing anything until then. Okay? As of after this video. So, don't expect anything until then. And then I'm back streaming on that following Friday after the 7th. And in terms of videos, Bomberman Hero recently just ended, so that will be replaced, and I thought, why not, and replace it with another video game from the N64 that I really like, and you really like, but it is wrestling related, but I thought I would play No Mercy. Let's invest some time into that, because also, speaking of AEW Fight Forever, as I said, we've done it 30 parts, and I'm happy enough with that for the channel, and then we can move on to more things on that front. Specifically, there it is. It's over there. I didn't get it. That will be replaced now with this. Speaking of Sonic, we're all hyped up around here about that. But I've got Sonic Cross Shadow Generations. And I played a little bit of that, I think, on my birthday live stream in October, and then now we'll be investing our time back into it on live streams. But yeah, to fill the wrestling void, I suppose, we are going to play No Mercy, which AEW Fight Forever was based on, so it seems appropriate timing. And to go back in time and see what it was inspired from. So, yeah. So I will be starting a Let's Play of that, starting in the new year at some point. Down the line I will be live streaming Teardown for sure. It's on my next to-do list because I was going to say I was going to play it in this year, and then other things came out that I wanted to play as well, so we played them instead. Now I want to get invested back into Teardown because I love that game. That's really good. It's really, 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 really good. And using my brain power that I have. I don't know. What's your fucking opinion of that? What else have I got? Oh yeah, and the Poker Night 2 that I played literally a couple of days ago and uploaded it for the channel is maybe turning into a live stream as well, because I played Sunshine Shuffle. It's difficult to say even now. And it was lackluster, and I wanted to play a nice game of poker that wasn't like too serious, and that seemed right up my alley, but It doesn't compare to Poker Night 2, baby. I'm okay. Where'd that come from? It came from my throat. That's that, doing that. But yeah, Poker Night 2 eventually will become a full Let's Play indefinitely. I love that game. So look forward to that in the future. And in terms of other games, I don't know what's around the corner, but I do know something that I will be investing my time in watching for the channel. If I can get away with it, then I'm going to get away with it. You didn't ask for it, but here it is. One of you asked for it, and they know who they are. But hey, he seems to be dictating what I do for the channel anyway. I'm always looking to open my doors for anything else. So, I'll be watching The Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog. We're all doing Sonic stuff around here. I'm hooked. So eventually, at some point when another avenue opens up, let's see, I mean, No Mercy is just going to start. Zelda's going to end, as I said, geez, that time's gone real quick. But yeah, Zelda's going to end me playing Tears of the Kingdom in late April, my prediction from what I've got so far and what I've scheduled so far. And what else am I playing? We're playing Wormswall Park is going to last me a good chunk of time, so that's not going to end anytime soon. Thank goodness, because I like that game, lo and behold. And Mario Maker is not going to end anytime soon because I'm getting to 100 parts of that. So whichever game ends, so you'll probably see me watching this in May this year. So you've got a little bit of a wait still. Try and persuade me to not do it. That's a challenge for you. Because I'm determined. People can say that this show wasn't the best, and it's too silly and goofy, but I love it. That's why I've got it. Because everyone's comparing this to the other cartoon that came out pretty much at the same time, and that one was more serious. And I'm like, that's great. I like that one too, but I like this one more. It's so silly, and I love Robotnik in it. He is so hunky and handsome. No, I'm just kidding. But it's funny. I like being made to laugh. Have you worked that one out yet? I like laughing. I don't know. But yeah, anyway. That's that. So look forward to the future. I'll be back, as I said, on the 7th of January with the first Let's Play of the year. And then I'll be back on the 10th of January for the first live stream of the year. So look forward. But for now, I will see you in 7 days. So I'm going to thank everyone for watching me rant and celebrate kind of a few things, certainly when it comes to the future, and also the Sonic movie and everything associated with it. But it's time to celebrate and looking forward to the good stuff, because the good stuff has only just started, I think. And if it doesn't, then we'll know the industry is fucked. In every aspect, movies, video games. The whole kaput. Our entertainment is at stake here, people, so let's make it better. Starting now. So, yeah, thank you for watching. And I'll see you however and whenever. Good day. And happy new 2025. Bye. I kicked it, look, it's been damaged. Bye.